did say 15 minutes.
Did I go on too early?
Maybe so. I did say 15 minutes. And that was it. That was only 6 minutes ago.
I can jump off.
I don't know. We here now. We early.
We're a little bit early, but give everybody a couple people a chance to jump on. How's everybody
Tag
doing?
somebody. Good evening. Good evening. Who is it? Can't see. Say hi when you come in, please. No. Hey, y'all.
Okay. So, I hope everybody's good. We just out tonight, chilling. Didn't even really set the light or anything well. This looks terrible.
It looks fine. I think we're good. Hey, y'all. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room.
I think she's ready for tonight. Man, so
what?
Yeah, I think she's interested tonight. So I'm gonna just be like honest with y'all. Like I think I came home and walked into a conversation that was already happening. So
it was heavy on me. It was heavy on me.
So
it was
I
heavy
walked into a
on
conversation and then we decided to have a conversation. So
hey y'all.
I think we let y'all
hey
in.
Rocky Rock. Hey Toya. Y'all share this. We're gonna talk real good. Let's talk about something that just was on our mind. But come in and say hello.
Man, we're not gonna be here all night though either.
And we're not gonna take all night getting started, but we do wanna. I did say 15 minutes, and then we jumped in kind of quick. Hey y'all. Hi Kia. Hey Rock. Hey. Y'all share this. Y'all share this for us. You wanna?
What?
We'll give the people a few more minutes. Hey Rebecca. We'll give y'all a few more minutes. I want some of the people that was
So basically, if you don't know, so earlier today, I came home from work and walked into a conversation she was already having
with myself and
with
the
herself.
Holy Ghost.
Absolutely. So, and it was just this idea about church and sex, right? And the conversation that doesn't happen in church all the time. So we were talking about it, and then of course she made a couple posts. Couple people happens. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. I guess give a couple people a second to jump on.
Where's Cherie thing at? I can't remember all the people that commented. But y'all, yeah, so we just want to see where this conversation goes, and we'll talk to y'all, and you guys talk back to us about a couple of things. If you haven't read my last 3 posts, you might want to go ahead and do that. You might want to go ahead. What's up, Shaka?
What's up, Shaka?
You might want to go ahead and do that. If you haven't read my last 3 posts, go check it out. Check them out and do it on your laptop or something. Don't leave it live. Go look real quick and read them real fast, like speed reader. Y'all remember that? But no, something was heavy on my heart today, and if it was just something, y'all know I like to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to be funny, and it's just me. But like, even though things come to me in a humorous manner, today they came to me, and sometimes I like to just stir the pot and see what people gonna say. Some of the times before the podcast, I was just like really interviewing y'all, like just getting thoughts and just like what people think about this. But like when I know that it's, and I'm serious, when I know that it's the Holy Spirit, like I have absolutely no shame. It's all boldness. So I have no.
It is absolutely.
I have no stop button when I know that this was Holy Spirit, and he asked me a question and then drops out every bullet point to me, and talking to me about it. And so when Mike came in the house, I was like, I got something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I got a question, like to him. And so I said it to him first, and then I made my post. And so we want to talk about it though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, you think we gave people enough time?
Yeah, start off. We can get go. So, start off with your first post. Your first post was the question.
So, I'm going to actually go to it real quick. My first post was, and these are titled, Church and Sex, part 1, 2, and 3. And so I'll tell you what my first post was. First post was, so I've been pondering something, and since it's Friday night, I feel like it's a perfect time for it. Why does the church, and this is the crux of it, like the umbrella, the overarching thought, like, why does the church avoid topics about sex unless it's about what you're not supposed to do? So that, I'll let you read the rest of that, but it's really just fodder. But one of the things I said was, is it because one of the things I offered was, is it because we don't want to talk about sex in front of people that we don't want to want sex or want to desire sex? Maybe it's because we think of the age of the audience, or we saying, oh, it's mixed company, meaning married and single, as though single people aren't adults already probably having had sex and having sex right now. I was a single person having sex. So, okay. Don't sit up in this car and get the top of your head sizzled by a lightning bolt. So why does the church avoid topics about sex? Anything about sex? And if it's because we saying we want to keep it away from people that we don't want to be talking about, or we don't want to get them thinking about it, and they're gonna use the thing. Don't awaken love before it's time, baby. Love been woke up drinking coffee. Love is woke.
Is sitting on Ritalin.
What? Love?
Love is over there on Ritalin
with a smoker's jacket on. Okay? Love is woke, baby. Twitching. Love been woke. Man. Eyes like this. And so I said, so if that's the case, then I said, you get oversized people, and then when it's 4th of July or it's Mother's Day or Christmas, whatever, well, don't let y'all go early. We know you got your roast on. I'm sitting up big as a barn, and you talking about cookies and ribs and macaroni and cheese. You talk about that, or you talk about your blessing and how blessed you are in your blessed house and the money you got and all that, and I'm sitting here broke, didn't get paid because I was off work a month from COVID. Or you talking about how God been blessing your partnerships and your contacts and all of that and your networking, and I'm sitting here wishing somebody would just look at my vlog. I done shared my vlog, I done shared my book, I done shared my music. The church people won't listen to it. I ain't got no support. So I'm saying, like, that can't be the reason. It can't be the reason we use anymore. If you're talking about we got company that we don't want to desire this, and if we talk about it, it's going to fuel some kind of fire when it's already an explosion going on in your church and you're not even paying attention to it.
No, you know what it is. It's not so this is my thing, right? We know it's there, and it's not something that, because it's in each of us, so it's not a question of whether or not it's in your church.
Right.
The issue is we don't know how to have good conversations about it. And most of us don't know how to even make it make sense biblically.
Yeah.
Right? So, one, if I don't know how to make it make sense biblically, then how do I have a good conversation with you?
Yeah.
And then, two,
where do you even find it biblically?
Where do you even find it? Like, how do I navigate what it looks like and what's cool and what's acceptable? Because, like, and what's right, and then how do we have that good conversation? Like we talked about, one of the things the churches, we've always been good at talking about what we don't do. Like, don't do this, don't do that. Like, it's always been easier to talk about what not to do, but we haven't had the conversation about how do we live, right? Like, how do you actually live? Like, I know what not to do, but then now, once you've told me all the things I can't do, how am I supposed to have a life in the middle of that?
How am I supposed to know what's okay then?
Because I don't want to just exist. Like, I want to live. Like, how do I live?
And how do I juxtapose what you have told me is okay by telling me what's wrong? You feel me?
Right.
And juxtapose that with what I like.
But the question,
how am I supposed to do that?
But now here's the question. You talking about juxtaposing with what you like? How did you figure out what you like?
I don't know. Doing it.
So
basically,
so this is the whole.
Or watching it,
So then you also have the issue of how do we talk about educating ourselves without going too far?
Right.
right? Because there's a way to educate yourself on who you are,
Now
what
this
you
is
like.
hindsight is
Right?
2020.
Yeah, hindsight.
Hindsight
That
is
ha-
definitely
but it's because, like, just be honest.
2020.
Like, we're in a space where that's a part of what we're trying to understand about where we are.
Yeah.
Like you and I.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's why this is. That's why it's
like,
on my mind. You know, like I just, well, I will say it was probably on my mind too because I spoke to someone yesterday, and the Lord said to me, to her, you are going to have good sex. You are going to have a great relationship. Wait for it. Watch for it. It's coming. And I was like, why would I prophesy good sex to somebody? And then I was like, why not? And I was saying to Mike, he was like, and why not? Like, who? Prophetic gift, not a prophet, but just sometimes prophetic gift, word of knowledge. But like, why would I say that? But why not? Why not? If God knows the desires of your heart,
listen here.
If He knows the desire, and I'm serious. Like, I know I'm funny, trying to like make it comical or whatever. It's whatever.
But He knows. And I'm being so
But I'm
serious.
so serious. I've literally felt the wind of the Holy Ghost on this. So I'm so for real. Like, if He knows the desires of your heart. I was reading two things I want to say. I was reading a thing the other day, and well, actually it was a meme. And the lady is, so in the meme is the lady standing there, and above this hand it says, can I say this?
Please. Please.
Rich guy, small penis.
Okay.
Poor guy, large penis, right? And so I just chuckled at that and kept going. And then I was just like, but God knows the desire. So the conversation around this was like, oh God, please. And a lot of people say that's why you need to sleep with who you gonna sleep with so you can know what they are, because God forbid you get stuck with somebody for 20 years and you're unsatisfied sexually. But it's true, Helen said on the post, like, women don't, it's like when women say they like sex or like a certain thing about sex or like to be touched a certain way or whatever the case may be, it's like really more taboo than it is for men. Like, women, we really ain't supposed to talk about sex. And then the fact that there's a man that's talking about women don't actually climax. Sir, if you've never had sex before, just say that.
No, if you've never had sex well.
Because it sounds like you out here dry humping. But look, hold on.
But really quick, so Julian, right, like, talk about where we found out. Julian says it was found out through the images we watched in porn.
Shaka said she received it. Go ahead.
And so, like, I said that was also a part of it, bro, is we tend to teach things the way we learn them. And if we know we learned them in a foul, filthy manner that we can't share, then how do we share what we've learned?
Right.
Right. So then that becomes a part.
Because you're embarrassed about what you've done.
You're right. You're embarrassed to know that these things exist, because the question is, how'd you find out? And your origin story is not going to be a good one. Right. So, but there is information. Like, there's legit information out here.
Self-sex, she is not.
Amen, sir. Amen, sir. Listen, you haven't read the book.
It's almost demonic.
Listen,
it almost seemed like it got a little spirit of darkness on it, fam.
The book said love one another. You understand? The book. You're not in the book. Listen, submit yourselves unto.
Last thing Jesus said is what?
Reciprocation.
It is finished.
Wow.
Finish him. But no.
So
the other thing I wanted to say to one of your points was, you was talking about these, like, the things we don't do. One of the things, I saw another Instagram post the other day, and it was like, here are some green flags. Like, we're always told about the red flags in relationships. If he or she's controlling, and the woman can be narcissistic, and if they got too many baby daddies and mamas, or if they got too many, all of these red flags. If he ain't got his own bank account, have you looked at his credit report? You know what I'm saying? Look at his teeth and his shoes and what his car look like. Does he clean his room? Does he still live with his mama? And what are the green flags? And it was so good, because I was just like, green flags. These are things that are, you
make it okay.
He opens the door. He listens when I speak. He's not on the phone when we're on a date or whatever. Like, just green flags. He's loving. He loves God. He, his teeth are clean. Like he keep, whatever things for you. Just
Right.
And we don't speak in a positive manner. We always do the negative. I forget what that's called in psychology. Negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement.
Right.
That's what we always do. And it's just, I think the church is exhausted. And I said something I want to post. It's too much going on and time is too short for that now. If we're not going to have a real conversation,
Right.
Mike was like, babe, like, you didn't have to say this part. No. Your 21-year-old daughter.
So let's move on to it. No.
Okay.
Post number 2. Right?
Okay.
So
you think we talked? Okay, we talked about that.
But I'm saying, but no. But since you want to bring that up, like, so when we talk about like being embarrassed about what you know, right? Like that was what it was.
Yes.
Right? Like you posted it, and I'm embarrassed about what I know.
Right.
you
embarrassed that you know it.
That I know
but
it.
You know it.
But I know it. Like, right? Because she wanted to go ahead and have this thing.
Well, okay.
Example.
I mean, if you didn't read, my post too. Facebook does this weird thing sometimes. That's 3. Sorry, here we come. So I said, the church and the sex part 2. I said the truth is, and this really is the truth. I have a 16-year-old, finna be 16, and an almost 9-year-old, and I'm gonna tell you, they know things they probably shouldn't know, and they hear things just in passing that y'all don't want to talk about that need to be talked about at the church. They hear more in passing on TikTok than what you doing in your bedroom at your house.
Listen.
So I said the truth.
They might hear that too.
Well, I hate it. The truth is the world is full of sex and are making things seem right in the name of sex positivity. Like you can't shame nobody. Don't yuck nobody's yum. Things seem right in the name of sex positivity because the church. But you ain't supposed to outwardly yuck nobody's yum.
I'm gonna tell you it's yucky. Some stuff is just nasty for it.
It is. There's so many things that people are into that y'all wouldn't even, and we're not talking about it. I'm not saying we got to have a whole like porn summit.
But here's the thing: quite a lot about what people are into is not illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
And what I mean by illegal is from a Christian perspective.
Oh, yes,
right?
yes.
A lot of what people are into is not illegal. When
they
done
like that.
in the space that you're supposed to do it in.
They don't like it.
A vast majority, and that's the conversation, right? Is that we don't.
We gonna get y'all. We finna get into this on the Love Again pod. No, I'm serious. We ain't gonna get it on tonight. But you talking good. You hang your hat and your overalls
like,
right here.
There are things that we have made illegal that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be clear, right? Like, I'm just saying activities that can be done between a husband and a wife, completely legal. But we've made them like, then we don't know how to have those conversations, right? So we don't know how to, and so we don't understand all of what's out here is not all twisted and you just completely wrong and who are you for liking things, right? And that's part of the conversation to have is, what are we supposed to have? What's the parameters of it? Because there are parameters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But inside of those parameters, like inside of the parameters, the scope is wide. Right? And so therein lies the thing. Like the scope is wide. What y'all gonna do with it? I can give it to you, but what you gonna do?
And
with
a lot
it?
of times, you know what I'm saying. Mike knows this saying. I've said it to him several times. Like, a lot of the reason...
You're right. Julian says we have to define what the Bible says. And you're correct. And so...
we can consider, we will.
Yeah,
we absolutely
we
are
definitely
thinking about that.
You know what I'm saying?
There's some things that we need to research. There's some things that we think, and I think we might, you know what I'm saying? But there's some things we need to look a little bit more into.
I mean, there's some things that are just plainly clear.
That are just plainly clear, too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, if we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Things that are plainly clear. Homosexuality is plainly clear.
Yep.
Orgies and... all these triumphant things are declared.
Triumphant.
I don't know. I had like 3 in my mind, so like I was trying. Yeah.
Moving on.
My bad. Yeah. So so there are those things that are clearly defined, my dog, and so there's no issues there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not barking up that tree. I'm saying but there are things within that scope that become very personal. You know what I'm saying? That can still be clearly God and be clearly good between these two people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matter of fact, amazing if you just let yourself understand
But
something.
look, this is what I was going to say. Like, people, we teach out of our experiences. We teach out of, he said, inside of me. We teach out of experience, and we teach out of what we haven't experienced. And that's the issue. You take what you see and what you think that is and what you haven't experienced, and now you've labeled it something. Isn't that what they've done to black people? Just if I was the one to bring it home, they take something that they look from afar off, don't understand, never came to get, but you heard that it's good, it looked good from afar, but you instead of seeking to understand it, you throw it away.
Right.
Or try to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you come at it, like, you either try to get rid of it, hide it, put it up under something, or you literally try to make it look the worst thing in the world to everybody else, so that nobody looks at you weird.
Nobody goes near it.
Nobody goes near it. But if you be honest, you doing like this every time you get a chance, because that's how you know what I'm doing.
You peeping.
You peeping through the windows. Who's that peeping in my windows? Pow. Nobody now. But, like, I'm saying that, and I was finna say, like, my Mike knows this saying. My mother used to say stuff. It just was sickening, and she just, maybe I shouldn't say the actual saying, but she used to say this thing all the time, like, yeah, I mean, I ain't scared of none of y'all, but, like, she used to say this thing to me when I was younger. First of all, she never said, don't have sex. She never said any of that. She always just said, don't get pregnant. Don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. When me and my sister, when I graduated high school and then graduated college, my mother was like, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all made it all them years and didn't get pregnant or whatever. She never said don't have sex. And she never said...
What she think he was doing?
I don't know what she... She never said. But she used to say this thing like... Sex ain't nothing but 2 or 3 minutes, and all he want to do is get his thing back south anyway. I love that. For a long time, I had no idea what she was talking about. Like, for such a long time, I had no idea what she was talking about. And then when I found out, I was like, ew. And then when I found out, I was like, dang, my dad was not putting in no work. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you spent your life working, being... No wonder she was mad at the kitchen table all the time.
Hey, real parenthetically, I'm sorry. Because that is, like, gold. What you're saying is absolute gold. But parenthetically, this was the thought I had. Like, sometimes, like, when your spouse is walking around screaming at the kids, can't take nothing short, nerves is bad.
Can't take nothing.
You might want to have sex.
That be all it be sometimes.
I literally had that thought yesterday, day
That's
before.
what was wrong with you last week. I kept asking you what was wrong with you. That's what was wrong with you.
I can't stand you.
Yo, I was like, what's wrong? Like, you act like I'm getting on your nerves. I'm like, what's the matter? We had just came back from vacation and stuff. You know, it was a long drive and stuff, but it was nice, you know, and I kept asking him, did he want me to drive, you know? So he said no. So why you so tired? We all was tired. It's Friday. You still mad? What's wrong with you? Anyway.
Yeah, so that was a thought I had. But yeah, so you were saying your mama.
So funny to me. She would say that like he just want to get his thing back south. And it just sounded so sick, but I didn't know what she meant. I had no idea, you know, like, it was just certain things I didn't know. I was raised Baptist, and, like, you know, I tell people all the time that I was a little bit of a late bloomer in some areas, not all. But, like, she would say that, and then when I finally realized what she was saying, I was, like, when I got much older, I was like...
Sorry.
What?
I need to apologize.
Cause if we be honest, that don't have to take long.
No.
For you to come back to ground zero, like, that don't take long. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so I No, I was gonna finish reading.
Yes. So in the
Part
post
2.
that part 2, that post, the part that got
Oh
me.
yeah. The part that you didn't wanted me to take down.
No, I didn't want you to take it down. I just said, well,
Yeah, I know it. I thought I could do it like that because it does that for a minute. That's why I get something.
Right,
but what are y'all thinking? What? Okay, so in part 2, Church and Sex part 2, I said while we're offended by what our children might hear or hesitant to offend the mothers of the church who birthed 19 kids. I got plenty of aunties that had 19, 22, 21, 15 kids. You don't do that by sitting up with your dress down.
You don't sit up with your legs with your legs crossed and dressed down.
With your hands in your pocket. That's not that's not how that happens.
Somebody doing something.
And so this is what I said, the same kids that we're trying to protect, and I'm not saying, of course there's appropriate
ages.
Things for appropriate ages, but people have to hear there's some that
I'm saying, you want to be honest.
I mean, my son should not be 9 years old still calling his penis a cuckoo. So I'm saying there are some things
that would come. I didn't expect you to say that. You right though. Like, you know what I'm saying? She can't call it a cuckoo no more. Like, it's not a cuckoo no more. Like,
it's not a cuckoo no more.
You've grown past the age of cuckoo.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say by saying that is that there's some age appropriate. There's some things that are age appropriate that he would need to understand and know. Now, the schools are trying to give you all this and talk about masturbation and all of that. I don't think I want to hear, and 12 baby daddy. That's right, Michaela. Yes, yes, yes.
Julian said, I had 11 by 4 different, and they say, you're right. And so that's my point, right? Especially, now here's the other part.
It gets saved in there later.
But to your point, like, if you got saved in your later days, then you did everything you was going to do. So you came in full of game.
Now you so holy.
What I'm saying is you fully understand what the game is.
Mother, who is the mother? Every time I see cuckoo, it's funny. Who is the mother? What did I just see?
Nobody
I saw right. Oh, don't tell me. I saw. I forget who the mother's. Kojic woman, you didn't have it. Kojic woman, and she was like, you learn how to take your nails and carry across his back. Learn how to take your towel while he in the tub and just wash his back and tell him how much you love him, how proud of you are of him. So older woman's talking, and she was like, if we don't tell him, who gonna tell him? And then they start hollering.
That's wisdom.
You gotta look it up on YouTube. What I was saying is there's some age appropriate things, of course, that was parenthetically. There are age appropriate things, but however, those same kids that we're trying to protect is what I wrote. Here's what I wrote: are watching twerk videos on TikToks and memes about riding somebody's son, and talking about giving a Gaga 3000 salt and pepper twister. Are you kidding me? You think they ain't seeing that?
Not the Gaga.
If we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. If Glenda Williams is gonna be part of it, if we're gonna meet, let's meet. And I said, or talking about sundress without panty season, and something that I'll never forget that Wanda Davis Turner said to our church when she came. She was like, these mothers of the church steady talking about don't do this and do that, and what they wouldn't do and wouldn't never do. She said, because ain't nobody asked you for nothing. Yeah. You sit up here with this skirt down, smelling like peppermint and smelling oil, or what is it? Wait,
smelling oil.
What is it they used to put under your nose to wake you up if you?
My God,
you smell like mothballs or smelling like downstairs basement and fried chicken, and funeral green beans. Yeah, absolutely. Ain't nobody asking you for nothing. No. But let me 20 years ago, what I say, you busted wide open like a bag of potato chips.
Let the right deacon come along, you bust like a bag of potato chips.
They don't want no deacon. They want your age and Julian age. They don't want no deacon. Yeah. Quit playing with me. Smell like blessed. Smell like straight blessed.
Yeah. but you were saying the
here's
kids know.
here's the kids know, you know. And I said, this is what Mike was like, okay. I said, ask your son what BDSM is. Ask your daughter, has she told somebody she liked to be choked during sex? Y'all acting like these kids, I'm not talking about kids. I don't want my 16-year-old to know. But I know she do. She on Instagram, TikTok. We don't let her have a Facebook.
She knows what it is.
She knows more than what.
But I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and again, but it also comes back to, again, we don't talk about certain things because of how we learn, right? But
Cuckoo just hit me again. I'm sorry.
Hey, he get mad too. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, if you call it anything other than a penis, like, he gets mad at you.
And I don't even know when he stopped saying cuckoo.
You be like, bro, cover up your cover.
He don't want you to see him. He goes in the back. You know, there are certain things he should. Certain things. Anyway, so
yeah. So, but no, I was saying, like, but because of how we learned about him, we don't have conversations about him.
Right.
But part of the difference, at least for me, is like we've had that conversation. I've had that conversation with her.
What?
Like how I learned.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So now we can talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Like I learned in the complete wrong way, y'all. And I'm saying to her, like, I learned wrong. But like it wasn't an easy conversation, but it was also a conversation I had that what made it easier was I was having it from a place of a brother or sister. Not necessarily her dad. Like, I was like, okay, we had the dad part, and then I was like, let's have a brother-sister conversation because your soul needs saving just like mine. We on the same journey.
Right.
Right? So we in this boat together.
Right.
So let's have this conversation like I would have with any friend.
Right.
Right? Because that's what...
Sorry, y'all, some mosquito in here. I let it in over that window.
Because that's what we need. Right? Like, if I got to talk to you the way that you're going to understand, and that's going to move you. So that was the difference. But,
yeah,
you know, so I think, but that's a big deal. So yeah, our kids know all of them things. You know what I'm saying? And like.
More than we did.
More than we did at that age.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you know about it, they know about it. Mm-hmm. Like that's the other piece. Like if you know a little, they already know more than you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, cause I remember being honest, like I'm 13, my mama had a sex encyclopedia in the little bureau. George, she bought it. She bought it, came in the mail.
What was it?
It was sex, A to Z. And like anything you could think of, they had the letter, they had the term, they talked about what it was.
I remember you said you had a book called
You missed it quite a bit, nigga. What?
She had a book called The Joy of Sex.
Did she? I don't know if she had The Joy of Sex.
Or something.
It was
Dr. Ruth.
She had two books. That's all I know. Don't ask me no questions. I'm sorry, Mom, if I'm putting your business out, but this is about 30 years ago. We all right.
I mean, we grown now.
Grown. Literally, it was about 30 years ago. That's crazy.
Man.
So, but it was a sex encyclopedia, like anything you could think of, right? And I remember it was out. So I caught myself, so I read it. I'm 12, I read it. Like, I don't read nothing else in life, but I read that. Right? I read it. And then a week later, I couldn't find it. So shit.
The encyclopedia.
I'm talking about it was gone.
She
when
put
I say
it away.
gone,
she
gone.
Put it up.
I'm like, I'm looking for it, but of course I can't ask for it because I'm too young to have this conversation, right?
That is hilarious.
So all kind of things, like, so there are things that if we're learning, they know.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to be honest because it also becomes the things that I'm learning you're facing. It's not that just that you know, you're facing them.
Yeah, you're facing them right now. And it's like, you know, how you got where you are right now and how you feel about where you are. So you're going to let them go down the same road that you got, you went through, you went down.
Yeah.
You know, like, dang, I forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me in a second. But yeah, you're going to let them go down the same path that you went down. And here you are, 46, 43 years old, 40 years old, 38 years old, 35 years old, and you just figuring out.
Julie said they had Mama had sex novels that she got from another lady in the church.
That she got from the older friend. They was reading Zane and Eric Jerome Dickey.
But now watch this. Be honest, right? All of that is going on, but we don't have no conversations. Like, you can't tell y'all at home horny and wanting somebody, but we not gonna talk about it. Now to your credit, now you
Douglas make me more.
mother's just on the church pews,
Lord have
just
mercy,
slab.
God. Wow.
But I'm saying, but you dealt with it. Now, to some of y'all prayed it off. God bless you, and that's why
God
y'all are
bless you.
such
Thank
wonderful and deep
Holy.
prayer warriors, and y'all.
With the opaque white stocking.
But here's the thing, I might now, and here's the thing: we recognize the power on you.
Yes.
Right? We recognize the power. We recognize the Holy Spirit has filled you.
Spit it.
But here's the thing: if you told us you got that because you was denying sex, maybe I could actually understand why I might want it too.
Right. So at least you say.
At least be honest. Be like, look, yo, you see this power on me because I had to pray my flesh down.
12 hours a day.
Because I sat up in church one day.
I didn't eat from from my age 25 to 28.
Listen, I looked at Elder.
I didn't eat a morsel.
I looked at Elder so wrong one day and almost lost my mind.
I'm talking about I didn't eat from there, and I only wore white until I was 30.
Right, like
but tell me how you did.
Because that's the other piece is you're telling me what I'm going to face and helping me with how to get through it. Right, because you went through it. Like, y'all was listen, because I had a conversation with my mom one day. Like, we were talking about sex or something, and I remember saying, like, don't forget I'm here.
Talking about sex with your mom?
It was something brief, whatever. But I said, don't forget, I know your life didn't start after you got married. I know your life didn't start after Christ or whatever.
Y'all talk back to us. Come on in. Stop looking. Stop eyeballing.
And the reason I know that.
You ain't got to be embarrassed. It's us.
The reason I know it is because I'm here. The reason I know that you wasn't Snow White is because I'm here. And there's no knock in that. But then just talk to me about it.
Too embarrassed to. Too in bondage to what people have said.
And not specifically my mama, but we're talking about the idea of it, right?
In bondage to condemnation. In bondage to what, yes, we teach that sex before marriage is a sin. All jokes aside. Like, we teach that sex before marriage is a sin. And, and it's a reason for it that we're just learning, though, while we're married. Because we understand now that intimacy leaked. We let intimacy and the beauty of you being my first, you being my only, because now I don't have nothing to compare it to. Now my walls ain't stretched all to be to hell. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever we explore, we do together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so everything is new and beautiful and great and wonderful to us. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one of the things that we don't have nothing to compare it to. Like,
and so the beauty can remain beautiful.
So the beauty can remain beautiful. And now when we teach this, and not be like, we stayed, because there are certain stories we see and it's like, well, y'all are an anomaly. And then they treat it like, we prayed all the time when we were together. We would read scriptures. That's not, I just don't believe that's reality. Maybe it is for some, but I don't think that's the way that all people go.
There have to be both.
There has to probably be that.
And there are those.
Yes, you stake your relationship on that, but we're still people. We have fun. We eat ice cream. We fall asleep. If we're dating and we are saying we're going to be I don't want to say chased. We're gonna be, if we're just not gonna have sex before marriage, right. Is it okay for you to fall asleep on my couch and then I fall asleep on your chest? Can I lay on top of you and watch a movie?
Can you? That's the question.
That's the question.
And if you can't, then everybody need to go.
And are we strong enough to do whatever that takes to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but do we have an understanding? So this is the other piece, right? Like, because I'm recognizing this about guys, right? Like, the other piece is, do we understand it and have enough honor for it that it becomes something that we hold dear, right? Like, because if we don't talk about it, how can I? Because that's the other piece, right? We want girls to hold their virginity and boys to hold their virginity and hold it dear, but I don't talk to you about it.
No, we want girls to hold their virginity, and then we tell dudes to strap it up.
Or
so who are they out here smashing?
Try your best. Yeah, you're right. We setting everybody up.
Somebody's lying then. Like, or we're not being truthful.
Yeah. We're not properly setting people up. But I'm saying, but then in that, are we giving the conversation about what it, like, what is the perspective of the Bible? Because here's the thing is, the perspective of the Bible is a beautiful one, right? It's an amazing one. And if we present it correctly, then people say, wait, hold on, that's dope. I do have a reason or a want to hold on for that, what you're now describing, right? I want to hold on for what you're now describing to me, right? Versus what I've seen. Because that's the other piece about it is we can act all we want to, like, don't nobody know about sex. Like, everything you turn to points to it, shows it, it's all in everything. So we know people humping. We know your friends humping, everybody humping, and like,
save the heart attack.
But we're not gonna talk about the humping. Like, all we're gonna do is tell us not to hump.
Don't do it.
And like, but
I just felt like it was something that we had to start this conversation. There's so much that we can talk about and dig into. Like, what are some things we can do? What are some things you should be doing, and you're not?
Man.
Huh?
I mean, do all you can. You should be doing all you can.
I think that that's where we was at. Sorry, we got off track just a bit. So we were talking about, if you're single, can you do all these things? But when you teach well, if we would have been taught well about what marriage is supposed to look like and feel like and be like between a married couple, all the facets of it, how we got here, how they got here biblically, how it increases connectivity, how it helps communication. We talked on one of the podcasts where I was like, like, I just want to, let's talk, and then I'm ready to have sex. And Mike was like, but I want to have sex, and then I'm ready to talk. So that's like, we got to come to we're at an impasse here. We're gonna have to do something.
So some days you just gonna have to have sex. Some days I'm just gonna have to talk.
That's just what it is. Like, and I know having sex is talking. Like when I said the other week, like, what's wrong with you? And then so then we break the fast. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? Then I knew, and I was like, okay. Then I think the next day I was like, you feel better? Must be feeling better,
Was.
But if we talk right about it and have fun with it, we're adults.
Right.
Grow up. That's what I want to say. Like, I want to say to pastors, to leaders, to youth ministers, grow up. Like, it's too much, y'all. Hear the Holy Spirit. It's too much going on and time is too short. I don't know this, but I would think one of the abominations that God is talking about in the Bible is the sexual perversion that we have going on in the earth. And our kids are being swallowed up by it. We watching it on TV and laughing at it and clicking like on the Real Earthquakes Instagram and DL Hughley when they talking about Lil Hot Nas X. It's not funny. It's not funny because we're losing our kids. And they're gonna get into some stuff because we haven't talked to them about it, and because they don't know no better, and because our girls, anybody that tell them to twerk, and anybody that, and I told my daughter, I was like, keep your tongue in your mouth. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see your tongue. Keep it out. Keep it in your mouth. Don't take another picture with your tongue out. And I mean it. Because it's too much perversion. There's so much perversion. I could cry, and I don't even know where, because it's the weep of the Holy Spirit. I don't mean to give deep upon you, but it's the weep of the Holy Spirit because we're not paying attention to our kids. We're not paying attention to the singles. We're not even paying attention to each other as married people and giving each other what we need so that we stay here. The enemy is after married and single alike and our children. He's after all of us. He's after to break up every single thing he can. This is why we are here in this car doing a Love Again podcast, because he did his level best and he lost. And I mean it with all of my heart. Like we are like, we're asleep, y'all. We are so asleep while the world is swirling around us, and we see it, and we clapping and laughing along with them. And God is grieved. It's grieving because it's too much happening and too much going on. Yes.
But no, you're fine. But where I was gonna go
He
was,
has touched my knee to calm me down. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Real talk. But like when you talk about there's too much perversion, right? It's the idea.
Yes,
like,
y'all.
there are all these lies swimming around, right? And the rapper Bizzle, he has this line. He says, if you study the lies, they can make new lies up. But if you study the truth, you can tell when the lie comes.
Come on.
Right? So here's the thing. We're so worried about all perversions and trying to catch every lie that we don't have a conversation. Like, if we would have the conversation about what the truth is and what sex ought to be and how it ought to be felt and looked, if we can have that conversation, like, authentically, and if we can have it holistically, then we don't have to worry about what the lie is. Like, they're solid on the truth. Like, if I give you what the truth is, then, I don't have to worry about what Tom, Dick, and Harry are going to say as a lie. Are you bugging? I've already schooled her to the whole game. No pun intended. Not at all. Right? I've already schooled her on the whole game. So,
every time I get a chance, when we was out of town, and I didn't tell Mike this, but I seen a boy who was dressed like, talking about like sneakers, had his gym shorts on, crispy white, had on chain or whatever, dark skin like I like him. He was young, but I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. He was cute. I'm looking at him. I'm watching how he move. I'm gonna tell you what I said. I'm not gonna say it, but over time I said, Z, come here. My daughter is beautiful. She has gorgeous chocolate skin, a beautiful smile. She's the sweetest thing you ever want to meet. And she get it from her mom, or, she got a little shape. I told her, I said, look at him. She looked at him. She was like, I said, yeah, F-boy. I said, look at him. I got a piece of cookie. I had to. I haven't had a piece of chocolate in months. I told her. She was like, why you say that? I said, look how he, just look at him. Look at him. Look how he act. Look. I said, you need to be observant. Know what you like. Know what you want. And see them niggas a mile coming. A mile away. I'm saying that on the women's side. Men need to be the same way. I don't want my son having no girl that's twerking on the block. She for the streets. Every time you turn around, I don't want that. You don't want that.
Absolutely. No, and
and I'm not saying we ain't never had days when I know you just be like, I don't be knowing what you gonna say. You always surprise me.
God, I can't stand
it. I mean, there's
No, but I mean, so here's the thing. There are certain things she'll say I won't say a certain way. I'll say other things that she won't say, so we're good.
Right.
But
y'all laughing at us. But no, yo,
But I'm saying, so here's the thing. So in the conversation we're talking about, because what we're really talking about is
why the church want to address it.
But other thing is too, like, as a kid, boom, here's the other piece.
Okay.
You and me grew up in church.
Yes.
Like, where else am I supposed to learn life if I spend most of my time in here?
Y'all better be telling me something.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, if I think about it, I've spent Sundays 2-3 times on a Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and got to come in here and clean on Saturday, only to come back on Sunday. I spend most of my life here, so I need you to talk about my life holistically. Like, because the parts that you leave out, I will struggle with.
Oh, I'm gonna go find it though. The parts you leave out, I'm going to find it.
But the parts you're leaving out to appease what you think is my sensibility, I'm knee deep in. I need you to pull me back out of it. Like, I'm knee deep in.
And here's the trap. The thing, and I'll be careful here. But by and large, if you are isolated, what is the thing? Isolation breeds irrelevance. When you're isolated and then you get exposure, the enemy will make you think that the only truth you ever known had to be a lie. Because there's too much other else out here. Isn't this what he did to Eve?
All of this is what you kept from me, so what else were you keeping from me? What else did you not show me?
So now I'm angry. When you were happy in that truth, and this is the truth, but when you get out, the enemy is going to say, they told you that was the truth. That's because that's all you ever knew. That's all you've ever seen.
So that's the reason it's true, is because your knowledge is low and limited.
Your knowledge is
low.
that's
why that's true.
So now you're dealing with anger, you're dealing with confusion, and now I want to explore. I couldn't wait till my parents and my brother pulled off when they dropped me off at SIU. I couldn't wait. I dropped one tear, they pulled off, I jetted up the stairs, sat in the middle of my bed, and rolled a blunt. I was so glad that I was finally free. And when we don't, and I'm not saying they need to be exposed, but I am saying, somebody wants to come on?
Yeah.
Who is that? I am saying that we need to at least tell them about it. That's Martell. Christmas.
Okay. Well, hold on one second. So yeah, we want okay.
No, I mean, you had to tell it. You had something you had something to say, bro. Or did you mean to press that? Let us know in the comments.
And then, yeah, let us know.
But I just I felt this strongly about it. But the Holy Spirit literally, I'm serious when I say that Holy Spirit was literally talking to me about it, and I just had these questions. Like,
yes, Michaela. So because I had that thought earlier. So she says we rocking them to sleep. They talking about sex at school, but we're not talking about it at church.
She said not the should nots, but rather the how tos. And let the church be silent.
That's what we talking about. Like, tell me where I can go. Like, that's the part.
Now, I sit in the sobriety of the fact that the church is not saying anything. And the school
is telling you how to.
Telling you how to, and that it's okay, and just strap up. And you can be with, sometimes people are with people that look like you, and sometimes you're with people that look like the opposite.
So we have to be talking.
And now we telling our kids, you don't even have to be a she or a he. Now you don't have a pronoun. Now you ain't even who God made you to be. I bind it in Jesus' name. I'm not saying I ain't gonna have it in my house, all churchy religion. What I'm saying is, because if I did, you still my child now. I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna love you through, but you're gonna have the basis of the truth.
But watch this. This is the other piece about when we teach it the right way and we teach it with balance. We are also still teaching how to love people who don't walk in that.
Yes, because everybody doesn't. That's right.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
But if we teach it the right way, then we can understand how to properly love people. People. Whoever you are, people. We understand how to love people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'd be like, we think about, we always talk about Z, but like, she has a sensitivity to marginalized people. I don't care what the marginalization is. She has a sensitivity to it, and she can go through phases, right, of different groups or different people. So one of the things that even there was a stretch where we had to be very mindful of what were jokes, right? When it came to gay people, like we had to be mindful, like because she had a sensitivity to it, and we had to be clear that. One, you know us, so when it comes to a joke, there's not a single population off limits. You included. Mama,
your granddaddy.
It really don't matter.
It don't matter.
Right? Like, if we laugh and we laughing because we laugh equally at all people.
They could be sick.
Listen, deathbed, come back from
They could
death.
Be gone.
Listen, everybody's included.
Ain't nobody exempt. I don't forget how to turn my phone
because that's how we do it. But we had to make that part first clear to her. But then the other part was like, but look at our life. Look at the people who are attached to us.
Okay, no problem, bro. No problem.
Like, look at the people who are attached to us. Look at the people that we are friends with. We are friends with everybody. Right? So be clear that who and how we are and who we love doesn't discriminate. Like, so, teaching and understanding of what that looks like. But if we teach things properly, then we can still love everybody because now we have a truth to love them into.
And people respect that when you stand on your truth and you don't disrespect, and you stand on the truth and don't disrespect them. You can love them, you can teach them, you can even say, look, man, I just want to, talk to you about this. I know how you feel, just want to give you my heart. I wouldn't be right, and I wouldn't be who I say I am if I don't say this truth to you. Now, tomorrow you're going to still come over and we're going to grill and we're going to watch the football game.
We're going to be here.
It's
I'm going to love you. You're going to love me. We're going to rock out.
That's it.
And if you ever want, need, have, I'm there.
Because that's what the church has done too. They have ostracized and hurt so many people that they don't want the church because they have confused the church with God. We have done such a gross misrepresentation of the love. I'm talking about the complete, how I would love that you would know the depth and the height and the width and the breadth of the love of God. How is it 4-dimensional? We know 3-dimension. It's 4-dimensional. I would that you would know that kind of love. What manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us.
All right.
What kind of, we don't even understand that kind of love, and we don't give that kind of love, but that's the kind of love we want. Again, we judge other people on their behaviors, but we want to be judged on our intentions. We want to be judged on what we meant to do, and we judge people on what they actually did. But you did the same thing, but because you have knowledge of what you meant to do, you feel like a greater measure of mercy is due to you than the person who you don't know their background. You don't know where they came from. God, the Bible says God knows the way that I take. He knows exactly how I got here. And so if a person is transgender or homosexual or whatever, lesbian or whatever they are, queer, whatever, all the letters of the alphabet, however many they want to be,
A-B-Q-D-Pie.
however they QWERTY,
QWERTY,
whatever they want to be, God knows how they got there.
God love you, and I'll rock with you too.
God knows how they got there. And who am I to tell them that they are less than the reach of the love? They're too far for the reach of the love and compassion and friendship and relationship of God.
But here's the piece. Like, so for me, the only way to arrive here is this. Like, I'll never count you out. I can't ever count you out because I know what I did. With my good old heterosexual self.
With my good heterosexual self.
Like, I'm clear on what he had to bring me from.
Man.
So you ain't, listen here. You are no further gone than I was.
You ain't leaked nothing more than I have.
Come on, bro.
Now, if we want to talk about it, because I'm tired of us lying like we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me so mad. I hate it. I hate phoniness. That's something I think as the older I get, it really kills me. And not only did he save me from what I did, he's saving me right now from what I want to do, but I'm in confines and I'm too scared or don't have an opportunity or a person to do it with.
Or I'm grateful for the constraint and the struggle in the constraint. Like, just be honest, right? There are some things we just are constrained, not that you don't desire to do it, you're just constrained. So I'm gonna be thankful for the constraint, because the truth is, some days that's all I got is how you constrain me.
I can't go that far, God. I done been far. But now to you, and you want it. To you like, now that's ridiculous. Now that's just too much. You're doing too much.
And you're gonna wake up tomorrow again with the same conversation. Right? Like, so that's like there's
scared you're gonna wake up in the morning with a sore throat. That's why.
There's some things I can't take you.
Don't at me.
Sore
Can't
throat.
take me.
Your throat sore?
Yeah.
Pause. All right, so pause. My bad. My bad.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
No,
I wasn't saying that.
Stop. All right. Too much noise. But, like, and I think, but again, now so here's before we go too far, right? Like, this is always the part that, like you said earlier, sometimes when you become exposed, you can become angry at what you didn't hear, didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I want to be fair. Like, the church ain't horrible, right?
No.
Right. Yeah, and I know that's not what we're saying, but I want that to be clear, Like, that's not what we're saying.
No.
What we're saying is
we're just raising and highlighting an issue.
But here's the thing. But we are in a day, in a space, and a time where we have to get better now. We don't have time to wait. We don't have time to grow. We don't have time to figure it out.
It's a Starbucks cookie.
We are in a space and a day and a time where we have to figure it out now, and because we're behind.
Martell, don't worry about it.
But we're behind. You know what I'm saying? We're behind as a church, as a body, as a group of people living healthy lives. We're behind. So we don't have an opportunity to delay any further. Like, we have to look up, and there are ways to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are ways to have the conversation. There is a means by which we can teach this, but somebody needs to sit down and start studying. Somebody needs to sit down and start talking so we can have conversations that actually save people in a way. Like, so I've been doing this study and it's been messing with me, like the idea of how we don't necessarily think of like our faith as being completely holistic to our entire lives, right? Like, we segment where God touches and how he moves and what's me and what's him. Like, we've lived that way for far too long, right? Okay. So like, in one of the things I was talking about, or reading, was talking about how like Paul's faith was so much a part of who he was. Right. So when the Christians came, that's why he was killing Christians, right? Like, it was such a part, it was such offense to his very core. Yeah. That you all would be speaking against Yahweh, the God of the Bible. Like, it is offense to his core. Yeah. Right? And it's like, if we taught how the Bible and how the faith and how God touches every area of life, then it can be now to our core. Like, because we make it seem like he has nothing to do with sex, so then he can't, like, and if sex is a huge part of me, then there's a part of me that he doesn't want to connect to, then how do we...
Or doesn't understand, or didn't create, or didn't
ordain. Right, or he thinks it's foul, or I'm, like, they've made me think this foul, like we've got to get to the point, because that's the, like, literally, like, it hit me, like, that is one of the ways we see God completely. And if we don't talk about it, then we are missing a great part of who he is.
And missing the parts of him that love all of us, the dirtiest parts of us, the worst parts of us, or just the embarrassing parts of us, because we don't understand it or know it. It couldn't be bad, but we could be embarrassed about it because we don't have knowledge about it. But or that he's not. I mean, the Bible says he's touched with the infirmities that we deal with. Like, he understands and knows the things that we go through. And if sex, or the subject of sex, sexuality, is one of the greater, most talked about topics on Kanye West internet, then we should be talking about it. We're not saying anything. If we are saying something, we're taking a passive approach. I'm not saying that, bro, to each his own, and no, I'm not saying this, and I am saying this. When we are doing the Love Again podcast, we're talking to married couples, but we're talking to those who want to be married, or those who have been married and maybe you're widowed, divorced, that kind of thing. We're talking to you, those who want to do it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Want to do it the Lord's way and need help. And but also knowing that I'm a person. Like, yes, God is out front, but we're not sitting here reading a scripture to you. We're giving you our lives. We are living epistles. Ain't that what that means? That's what that's I feel God. I'm telling you, like, this is how we become a living epistle, because there's nothing really that, there are some things, wives, submit to your husbands, and husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. That's the only scripture y'all want to put down our throat about marriage. You don't have nothing else to say. It's nowhere else. You know why? Because we're living epistles. God is literally writing his story through us. What is he writing? He's writing redemption. He's writing restoration. Wow. He's writing forgiveness. He's writing grace. He's writing mercy. He's writing a second chance. He's writing family. He's writing mothers, don't provoke your children to wrath. he's writing is horrible to is better to be in a house with a dripping faucet than to be in a house with a contentious woman, cantankerous woman. He's writing all of that through us. He's writing pride comes before a fall. He's writing that through Mike and Glenda today. He's still writing it. He's writing, I can redeem the times. He's writing, you know what I'm saying, like one wrong, two wrongs don't make a right. That's in the Bible too, somewhere. No, it's not. But how many times are you to forgive your brother? 70 times 7. If you can't find the book in us, then the book ain't true. If they can't find the book in you, then how they gonna find truth in the book? How? If they can't find it in you, see it in you, then how they gonna find truth in the book? I know I'm talking good.
But
so, shut up. Let me give me a cookie.
But like, now,
I
say this all the time, and she knows this. And I was having this conversation with somebody today, this idea of like weakness and strength, right? Like of what we perceive to be weak or strong, or how do we handle it? And so like, you gotta read. We're gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Right there.
Too busy teaching on your next or your breakthrough. It's not all right down there. Up there.
Sorry, y'all. Okay.
Julian's comment. Keep on. We're past that. Sorry, y'allies.
Okay, keep on.
Too busy teaching on your... Oh, Lord. Turn it around. You did that.
Oh, my bad.
You asked your daughters if they have been thriving. Is that what you meant?
Mm-hmm. I'm not ready for that one, my God.
I can't ask that right now, Michaela. Wait a minute. Are you kidding?
But look, but like, sorry. When I read that, when I just had to wait till she was finished before I had to read that one, Michaela.
I was in the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, you was all in third heaven.
What was you saying? I'm sorry.
I forgot now, but yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna read my third. My third post. So we don't jump off here.
But yeah, but I just, I think
we didn't mean to hold you guys this long.
God, yeah, way too long. But like legitimately, the thought process is for me, like when we talk about the church, like the church, we are everything, right? Like we try to meet every need, and this is one of them.
Shaka, I would love to hear some. Would you mind sharing one question, just maybe one or two, that she has asked you? Michaela, would you mind? Hey, Marcel, love you too, man. Bro? They're great. Marcel is a great. Him and his wife Timmy are great examples of a great marriage. Michaela and her husband.
So look, so here's the thing, like, because we are gonna wrap this up. We've been here.
Has it been that long? Okay, we're sorry, y'all. It's way too long.
Because we said we weren't gonna be here this long. Now, so I guess we can continue this in the podcast. So
we're gonna definitely talk about it because there's some things we need to get it more in depth about.
Right, and I would just say this because y'all don't hear anyway. Are y'all subscribing? Are y'all watching the podcast? Are y'all checking it out? What y'all think?
No, I told them the other day. I was like, y'all still on here, steady on here, not watching the Love Again podcast, and y'all steady not having sex and arguing.
What?
And you could be watching the Love Again podcast.
And having sex and not arguing.
And, I mean, if you argue, at least you get over it quick because you're having sex.
Yeah. Or have some sex and then argue, sex, whatever.
Have sex while you argue. Makeup sex is the best.
Talk about it.
But no, y'all.
But yeah.
There's so much we need to talk about, though, like,
so yeah,
we're going to get into.
Do this. Shoot questions or, like, inbox us or talk, like her question. Like, what is it that your kids are talking about?
Yeah.
Right, when it comes to sex.
Y'all
got some conversations about maybe even what the kids can do.
Thank you, Shamisha. Thank you. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Y'all share, though. When you watch, don't keep it to yourself. We need you to share. We're not trying to be famous, but we do think we have something that's valuable. So would you share on your page, share with your people, if you watch on YouTube or whatever, if you listen, whichever way you engage with us, just share it on your page, let people know you're watching. Don't keep it a secret. Like, don't do that, because that's gonna make me think y'all talk about us in private, and so you can't let nobody know you love us in public.
Oh, Lord.
Share for me, okay?
But I would say, because we are gonna end this. But like Shaka was saying, her daughter asked about sexual assault, asked about same-sex thoughts. Like, y'all shoot us some thoughts, because we'll talk about it, right? And then we'll come back and do this some more, if y'all want to.
And talk about if you have when you have certain thoughts, what does that mean? Does that make you this or that, or you know what I'm saying? Like
these are the conversations. But I think, again, for the church to have these conversations, the church has to have its theology understood about sex, about the thoughts around sex, and what the thoughts and actions and what all of that actually means, and how that's lived out. And I don't think we've delved into it in a way that we haven't delved into the scriptures in a way that we can plainly explain it.
Helen, please.
And there is. So, but yeah, so
she said we be knowing, but we knowing each other. That's why they missing the podcast. You can come up for air.
Hey. But yeah, so like,
I feel
and as y'all can tell, like, these are things that we think about. These are things that we talk about. But yeah.
Can I tell you why though before we go? You scared? You be scared for me to say something?
I do. I don't know what you're about to say.
No, because you said earlier, like, we're still figuring it out. It's no, if you've been listening and rocking with us and read the things on top of the, that comes along with the video here on YouTube or whatever. Like, that we were on our way to divorce. As a matter of fact, we got the letter. I said I was going to post it. The letter of dismissal. Mike gave it to me. Both of us got it because we didn't do anything more with it because, we're back together. So, but we're still, think about going from not having sex at all to try to, for a long time now, like not having sex for a long, long time, or either only coming together certain times, but them times in between is wrought with arguments or bickering or silence or whatever, and trying to pull it back together. Like, what does that mean? What does it look like? Who has time? I fall asleep in the chair nightly. Okay? Nightly. After I eat, it's done, son. And so, like, the kids act like they don't want to go to bed since we've been in the pandemic. These kids been up since 2 a.m. for 2 years. And now we telling them to go to bed so they can go to school on Monday morning. They look at us like... And then we're night owls. They get it honest. So I'm saying all of that, like...
this is why I don't care what you hear, because it's your fault. Go to bed. You should be asleep by now. That's not my fault. I've been telling you to go to bed for the last 3 hours.
Shut up.
So it no longer becomes my responsibility. Like,
that's hilarious.
As a child, this is your responsibility to protect yourself.
If you woke when Santa Claus come and you get cold in your eye,
you should have protected yourself.
You're supposed to be asleep.
Because you know the rules. Blaming me.
That's hilarious.
That's how I feel, bro.
But so, like, that's why it was really on my mind, honestly, probably in the back of my mind, like thinking through, like, how do we get better? I said in one of the episodes, I was like, I texted him one day, I was like, we have to have sex more. And I said it more for him than for me. More for me than for him, because there are certain things, like, for me, I have to get over. I'm a kind of very, like, closed person, but in my mind, I'm exploring everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just, I think, like, God wants us to do better and create a space where the enemy can't get in. Seal and sure up the spaces so that the enemy can't get in. Not just get in because if I'm giving it to him, he ain't gonna want it from nobody else because I'm keeping them satisfied. I was going to say something else, but I thought I'd be better.
Thank you.
Keeping them satisfied or keeping her satisfied. No, so that the lines of communication, actually talking, stay open, so that we feel more tender toward each other, and so that we don't so that we don't say harsh things to each other or act harsh toward each other. Sex does a lot and is supposed to be for a lot. We just have learned it incorrectly or not at all. And so I think that's why the Lord had it, that portion about us personally was already in the back of my mind. And then I just thought about, okay, why the church don't talk about it? Like, who's teaching us? We got to kind of learn and figure it out on our own. Like, we have to figure it out on our own. Like, what are we supposed to be doing? How many times a week is right? How many times a week is excessive? What should we be doing? Do I have to do what you like if I don't like it? What if I like something and you don't want to do it? What does that put me? What if I, like what if I saw something and I want to try it? Or what if in my mind I just can't get it out of my mind? So and so used to do this to me and you don't do it and I want to do it. So now when I close my eyes for me to climax, I'm thinking about him while I'm with you.
Sorry.
Y'all don't want to talk. That's all good though. They want to be real. And we send half of the church, half of the ministry is made up of families, right? Single, children, married, widows, old, young, all of that. But a 30-year-old married people watching porn, masturbating Saturday night, not laying with their husband or wife, and looking at the worship leader booty while she singing. Or looking at the pastor print while he up teaching. But what you got at home you don't want. You don't want it, so I'm going to blame you. And you over here, you walking around musty all day with a bonnet on. Of course he don't want that. You ain't bought a new pair of panties since high school. You still got them musty drawers from when you was in college. Band all loose. Bra down to your stomach. And then you mad because he looking at her plump breasts as she sing on the choir. That's your fault. And he ain't bought her none either, so it's everybody's fault. He ain't bought her none because he don't want to see her in it, because she walking around mean all the time, don't talk, always got something to say, always nagging. That ain't sexy. I don't care what you put on. If you don't go to Kelly's Closet and get you something see-through,
please,
with a K, Kelly's Closet, look it up.
Do it.
They got our size.
It'll help you.
Go to Taste Vita and get you. Okay. We need to get some sponsorships.
Okay.
We need to get some sponsorships before we could do all that.
Okay.
But no, for real, I love you guys.
Where we gonna go from there? You see how she do? But no, real talk. Like, but we know them. Like, and that's the truth is, like, that's the other part.
Julian, right? He said he wouldn't get prayer from women because he wrestled. That's right. Mika said keep the cachet for clear pay. Landing strip.
Keep it shaved.
Right, go get you a Brazilian. The man got to fight through the jungles of World War II.
Right, and so okay. So since we want to talk about it, right, like just real fast,
3 minutes,
because you done. Okay, so when we talk about what are you supposed to do, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you up in your sermon talking about and all these kids sexting and what's wrong with everybody sexting, the problem is not sexting. Let's be clear. It's who is sexting. Sir, so I need you to talk about sexting correctly. I need you to tell every husband and every wife that they should be sexting, and tell all the other, like, you have to talk about it correctly, like, because listen here.
And you can ask questions. Can I see you in something like this? Do you think that you would like something like this? Whether it's the woman saying or the man saying, like, I would love to see you in something. Men are visual. We are too. But you know what I'm saying? Like, have open. There's so many things. I said, what did you say? We was finna get out of the car and you was like, let's go in here, get something to eat, and then have sex tonight. And I was like, and it took me just about like 3 seconds. And it was like, my mind was like, don't be weird. Because why? If he would have said, let's go in here, we gonna eat some tacos and watch 2 movies, I'm like, okay, dope. Or whatever. So why, if he said, let's, and then we're gonna have sex tonight, then I'm gonna be like, why are you saying all that? That's so, grow the hell up. Grow up. We gotta do, and I'm saying it to me because the Holy Spirit was saying it to me, like, grow up, do better. You're gonna make him feel weird because he said it normally to you. He didn't make you feel weird or any way. He didn't make you feel like it was perverted. He was like, I just want to go in here, we're gonna eat or something, and then we're gonna take some showers and put these kids to bed and we're gonna have sex tonight. And I was like, you're right, okay.
But here's the thing: if you're not having those conversations, how can you tell somebody else to have them?
Right.
Right, and so I'm saying, like, we are now arriving at this space,
y'all
so we
offended.
having the conversation.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now we having the conversations, like, but, and the thing is this, right? Part of the reason
I pray for my head to stop hurting.
that people struggle is because
I bite pills in half. I don't never take the whole of nothing.
be
Go
a
ahead.
whole bottle full of half pills. But like, we wrestle through these things with.
Oh, you send me swinging. You send me swinging. Hey.
So watch it. Hold on, because you're about to go somewhere. You're about to go somewhere. So listen. And we have to talk about it in the church so that we can begin to tell people how to properly understand and explore. Because I know you're just gonna go. So, like, if we're talking about it in the church, because there's an avenue by which we're educating ourselves and we're growing and we're learning for our relationship's sake and for to be better, right? So there's a space where there is information out here, y'all, right? Like, there's information. Like, Pornhub is not information. It's not purely information. That's right. So, but there are educational sites out here. There's places to learn how to be and to understand.
Oh, you mean healthily?
Healthily.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Like, I can't stand you. So I'm saying there are avenues, but if we're talking about it in the church, then we can point people to proper avenues to understand properly. Right? And not get lost in the quagmire of everything that's out here and then be like, oh, you told me to go look, and so I ended up on Pornhub, and then I ended up on Red Stripe this and Blue Seal this, and like, no, that's not where I sent you, my man.
But sin is gonna always find an outlet. Lust will always find an outlet.
Right. So then we have
And
to
if you don't
properly
you
talk
don't
about
tell
it.
it. If you don't tell your if you don't tell your desire where to go, it will always find an outlet. I wanted to say, you were saying something, like what we say to each other. But have we created you saying, like, ask questions and stuff? Like, have we created a space where we feel safe? You were talking about in one of the podcasts, shameless plug, that sometimes I need something soft. You said,
Right.
and so at the time we were talking about connection or whatever, and I was like, oh, in a soft place, and he was like, right, like a soft place to be, right, to land. Can a man tell you what he thinks, wants, desires, sex or not, and it's a safe space? Because if that's not a safe space, you will never get that side of him again. So you sitting up mad and you wondering why he talked to his best friend, his girl best friend, because she listens to him. They've been friends since high school. She listens to him. They're not sexually active. They ain't even attracted to each other. But they've been friends since high school, and she loves everything he says and thinks it's great because she knows him. Why? Because she's taken time to have a conversation with him, have conversations with him, and listen to him, and let him speak and let him be himself without making him feel ashamed in the space that he's supposed to feel safe.
And that is often, like, it's often a space where we feel awkward, right? Like, we feel awkward sexually. It just is. Like, we feel awkward sexually. We go in feeling a way already. Like, I feel a way about who I am and what I bring and what I'm doing, and you feel a way about you, and then now we come
already don't know what you're gonna say.
So then now, like, to not talk about it, to not iron that out, to not understand, to not accept what a person already feels awkward about, Like, are you
Shut them down.
like it's crazy,
Shut
right?
them down.
And like, right, Michaela, like they're emotionally connected. Like, it's been said that a man asking for sex is just a physical thing, and it's not, right? Like, it is part of how a man is wired to connect, and that connection is emotional. So if all and just be honest, like we used to talk about it, I'd be like, we had sex, and she would be like, you just want to do it, right? Like, you know what I mean? But that would be like, you just, you don't care, you don't care, that's all you want, that's all. And it's like, wait, like, it's in sex that I communicate a certain thing, right? Like, it's in sex that I can communicate and say some things, and then thereafter say some more things. Like, so no, I'm just trying to connect. Like, I'm trying to talk to you.
And touch is his
and communicate.
language. I said to him the other night, like, you reached for me when you were asleep. I know that he genuinely loves me. See, and that's one of the things Helen talked about in one of the posts on one of her comments was like, people have never, some women and men have not encountered true and genuine love. So they don't know what that even feels like. They know what has been done to them. They know the trauma they've been through. They know, I was listening to somebody last night and they was talking about how to handle conflict. And it came to me or occurred to me, at least the beginning thought, like, black people don't know how to handle pressure. We just know how to function in pressure, in conflict. We've learned how to, we know how to, so you ain't told me I couldn't be angry. You ain't told me I couldn't lash out. You ain't told me none of that, because that's handling pressure is appropriately explaining and giving you how I feel and responding to how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
And even handling it, alleviating it, you know what I'm saying, knowing how to release it.
Knowing how to release it.
Yeah.
Yes, and still know how to walk through it. Like, so, like, if we don't know how to, I lost my thought. What was we talking about before that?
My God, we don't went so many places.
We don't went so many places. But if we don't know how to handle each other, maybe it's in the comments.
You were talking about, Helen was saying that we don't know how to be loved.
Oh, we don't know properly. We don't know properly how we've never been loved correctly.
Yeah, there you go.
And so when it comes to so I don't understand your cues. When you touch me, you're talking to me. You're telling me I love you, I need you, I missed you. This is a safe place to me. You used to say to each other, you make me so sleepy.
Right, and that was our way of saying we're comfortable.
I'm comfortable. We say that all the time, you make me so sleepy. I can sleep. You can sleep in somebody's presence. You're safe and secure with them. They're not going to do you any harm while you're asleep. If you got to watch them, you got to keep one eye open all the time, you don't feel safe. And so, we have to make each other feel safe. Once we make each other feel safe and we trust each other, then I can ask you, do you like this? Or hey, the other night I just, you kept doing this and I didn't like that.
Okay.
So what was wrong with it or whatever? It wasn't bad. It didn't like, or I said, stay right there and you moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, you got to be able to talk to each other about these things and not be offended or embarrassed or aggravated or frustrated because if I didn't say nothing to you, then, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a different thing. But I'm talking to you because I want us to, because that every time we talk, it brings us closer.
Listen, Michelle, you are in there with that one, my man.
It is also possible that at points in a marriage, the only connection you have is sex. Everything falling apart, but the sex still going. Nobody talks about that either. Would you say that's healthy or unhealthy? Would you say at least we got this connection, so we have it? That's keeping us here, or would you say that that's an unhealthy thing, Michelle? When that's all that you have, let me know what you think. Let me know what you say.
Before we say what we're gonna say.
I don't really know. I don't know.
I was gonna say, you'll resent.
And then be secretly bitter.
So, to what she said, I completely agree. Because there was a stretch, like that was the only good thing we had.
What was When?
Whenever, like,
Whenever we did, then yeah.
and then you had them stretches, and you'd be like, but we've said this to each other and giggled, like we've never had a problem with sex. Sex ain't never been our problem, right? And so it was like, yeah, sex ain't never been our problem, so we can do that. And some days, like, that was the only thing that was cordial.
And then, be about 48 hours, we'll be right back.
You know what I'm saying? Be right back. Just had to, catch up. But,
72 at the
most. Just had to knock some dust off and come back to reality.
And cussed out again.
Yeah, But, so I think you're right. Like, sometimes that's the only connecting point. But then sometimes, and there's a way to build off of that.
Exactly, Michaela.
But,
yep. It's possible to not even be interested in the sex at all. Because something, my counselor, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thing.
I've never not been interested.
Go finish your thing.
No.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like...
Y'all, if y'all ever see me looking like dead-faced, it's literally because I think a lot. And I'm always saying to myself, don't cut him off. Let him finish his thing. Stop over-talking him. I'm always second-guessing myself. One of the podcasts, I was looking at myself, like, watching it again. I was like, you look so dead-faced. But I know what I was thinking. I was like, Linda, stop talking. Let him finish. Because I can do that. So I just want to tell y'all that. Like, sometimes y'all think I be having RBF, but it's not. I just think a lot. That's really all it is. I really do. If anybody that actually knows me, I'm always thinking, like, always second guessing myself, always just like, so I just wanted to tell y'all that. Welcome to me.
All right. But no, I think...
You turned the air off, son?
I did. You hot? My bad.
My head is hot.
Okay, my bad. Michelle said it can be good and bad, and Julian said sometimes it's the only sustainer. And I'm saying, and so what I mean by that, so I agree, like...
It has been both good and bad.
So what I can understand is, like, what I'm saying, just talking for us.
Thank you for sharing, guys. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Like, when we talk about from our perspective, like, that was the only good thing going on. So from a good perspective, like, it allowed us to hang in a little bit longer, right? Until we were able to get to somewhere else. But also, too, because we recognized that was a good area, then we said, okay, how do we build off of this? Right? Like, and so then we started thinking and doing, and it was like, and then,
you mean now?
Yeah, now, right? Like, recognizing that that's a good area, like, we would be like, all right, that's never been our problem. Okay, then how do we build on that? Like, how can we add to that?
Right.
And some of it, like, just being straight up, like, we talked about ways of connecting in the last podcast, right? And some of those ways of connecting is doing things together, doing new things together. Like, learning together has been a connecting point.
And just being honest. You learn
You being honest, like, I think, I saw, I heard, or woo, you know what I'm saying? Okay, well, what about I saw, I think, I heard, like, and then now...
We're like, oh, what you learned while we was
easy,
separated under each other's nose, up under my eyes? What you learn about? What you saying?
What you say you like? Where you go? What?
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I ain't gonna tell y'all that.
No, all right. But no, so so I think it can be. It's always good. Like I'm saying, it can be good to help keep you connected. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if that's the only connector you have, especially in your marriage, then I would say that, right? Like, and use that.
Got to hold on.
Like, use that to your best advantage.
It reminds me of what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying? Just use it to your best advantage. Like, find ways to grow from it.
But let it soften your heart.
And find ways for it to extend, right? Extend past just the sexual moments and be sensitive moments. Let it, like, find ways to stretch it out and make it last and help it feed something else for you.
And look forward to it. You know, something, that you look forward to it, and something that you make it okay for. I'm talking to women, I guess most of the time I end up talking to us because I'm talking to us about, or I'm thinking of how I've been, how wrong I've been, how off I've been, or how confused I've been, or how, feeling lonely within myself, either because I didn't understand why he would like a certain thing, not like a certain thing, that's not what I mean to say, like why I felt like he wanted to have sex, you know what I'm saying, but it didn't seem to me like we were connecting. Like, I didn't understand him, I didn't understand myself, he didn't understand me, he didn't understand himself, so we just confused people.
It's doubled up.
It's
like,
just doubled
the
up.
confusion
Like,
is just magnified.
Confused, and or embarrassed or ashamed.
Yeah.
And then guilty for what you didn't do. Like I told him, like one time I was like, when we don't have sex, and I feel like it's not my fault because either I fell asleep or I didn't feel like it, or I wasn't feeling like my head is on fire. It's been hurting all week, like something like that, or I was angry about something that I didn't, whether it was real or made up or whatever, and then I would feel like, man, okay, it's been a week, like I owe him sex. And so here's me, Glenda, thinking all the time, like, man, okay, I get off work, I need to spend some time with the kids, but I want to write, or I need to read this book, I gotta clean the house. Everything's everywhere. Oh my God, I gotta clean the house. But I gotta cook something. Or so I got all this stuff in my head, and it's like now we let another night slip, and I feel like it's my fault. So for me, after that, it's hard to get back into it because it's like there's a level of guilt that I feel. So now I feel like I owe you. Owe me back like you owe your tax. Owe me back.
These blacks. Listen.
Shawty.
What's your price?
But like, so just all of the different things that go into your emotions and your thinking. Just the enemy will use anything to keep you apart.
Right. And here, like my last simple tip for y'all, right? Because being honest, being married, you got kids, you've been at work all day. Like, being tired is a thing.
Sleepy.
Like, being tired is a thing for her. Being tired is a thing.
Why you say for her?
Because I'm never too sleepy. God is my witness. Yeah? Yeah, so, but anyway, y'all understand what I'm saying. But literally, like, your health
y'all
is a
still
part.
there? Y'all still with us?
Like, take care of your health. Like, take you some vitamins.
That's funny.
Take you some vitamins. Take you some, and
I take vitamins. Don't make it be
like
I just be had like I got
I'm not saying you got the dropsies. I'm not saying you narcoleptic. I'm not saying like that. Like,
I taste my vitamins now. Like, don't.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you need to, go buy y'all some energy. Like, some days, take a couple dollars to stay woke and have sex.
Go follow Tahoe TV. He sell rock hard gummies.
Easy, killer. And then, or I'm saying, little 5 hour. They got them at Walgreens, whatever you need. Go buy you some energy so you can stay awake.
If you read this every time.
Right.
Tell me y'all love me. Tell me y'all love me.
Okay.
This is the last thing I was gonna say. The music. Y'all so saved. I know y'all ain't still having sex to TD Jakes' Emotions. I know you lying.
The CD was dope, by the way. The book was a phenomenal.
I know y'all not. I know you not. Like, you gotta set a mood. You have to set an atmosphere. I'm a worship leader. I love God. I am an atmosphere changer. I call the power of God down because he uses me to do so. Mike is a phenomenal preacher and teacher.
Julian, I hear you. Yes, sir. Listen. Go get listen. Sir.
Boosters!
It's all kind of things out here. Listen.
Boosters.
They got Blue Chew. They got all manner of evil out here for you. What you need.
Blue Chew, not Blue Chew.
Whatever you need is out here available for you.
I was going to tell y'all about victory.
Listen. Go get you some lights. Go get you some.
Oh, yeah, we got some.
Like, go.
Julian said they got a swing.
Listen. It's things out here.
It's things out here. It's things out here. I don't care what Mike say, because y'all don't. Because that's part of the fun. Because you don't know what I'm gonna say. Go to Taste Vita and get you some vitamins. They make you taste better. But also drink your water and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Eat some fruit. Mm-hmm. You salty.
But whatever you needs to do.
Nobody wants to taste that. Nobody. Am I lying?
I don't be worried.
We're grown. I'm grown. I'm growner today than I was right now than I was 5 minutes ago.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
But Blue Chew.
Listen.
Go to Taste Vita. Go get you
Okay,
some
we
toys.
need
Shut up.
sponsorships, you
They'll
said.
know when we saying enough and this video go viral. They'll be like, let me holler at y'all. 2 hours. Go get you some taste. Go. We need to have Kira and Ed on
Listen.
here when we need to have them as a guest. Pineapples. We are on here grown, and that's the problem. We're sitting here
Yes.
not telling the truth to each
Pineapples
other.
for sure.
Watermelon too. Not telling the truth to each other.
Listen, there's ways to help
I
yourself.
eat watermelon daily.
Listen, she used to laugh at me anytime she saw a bowl of pineapples come out.
Because I already knew. But nah, Kira, go see my last 3 posts on my page and run it from the beginning. You and Ed watch this. And maybe we're going to do some podcasts about this stuff. We're talking about church and sex and just sex and marriage and sex in general and why we need to have more of it and why we ain't talking about it and why we lying to each other and our children about it.
And why we need to have better sex. Y'all having it, but y'all not having no good sex. Have you something that you like? Huh? Have you something that you like and enjoy? Stop having that bad boy sex. Listen.
Slap it up, flip it.
God
it
came
down.
that you might have. He came that you might have life and life and it more abundantly. And y'all out here having bad sex. It's too much. It's 2021.
Adam and Eve was around here walking around naked as a jaybird.
How much did you have to do to procreate the whole earth? Y'all was working.
Listen to what I say.
Working.
They was naked all the time, which meant whenever they felt like it and thought about it, with no mosquitoes biting their butt, like naked and ashamed and afraid or whatever.
Call me mosquito.
Stop being boring. Julia said, "Oh no!" Smack it up, flip it down. Oh no! There's an Instagram. I mean, no, well, they're on Instagram, but there's I forget the name now. They literally had riding classes.
Man, see.
What? We talking about sex? What we talking about?
We are. You're right.
See? That's that old religious spirit. Look, everything.
You're right. That old religious spirit.
Oh, Pharisee.
Okay.
Right. Pharisee
so
spirit.
But this again is what I'm saying, right? Yes, Kira. Yes, you better come. Listen, because we don't cuss. You're right.
Now we in the love podcast after dark.
After dark. We don't go.
Yo. Literally, they have writing classes.
Yeah.
They have fellatio classes.
See, now you're getting with people. Okay.
Report me. Tag my pastor. I'm grown.
Killer.
They're not gonna do that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything bad or wrong. I'm not being inappropriate or nasty or gross.
But this is also part of it, right? Like where we can't tense up at the reality of sex.
Because that's what I'm saying. We need to get into the actualities and the principalities. Principalities up in this.
What?
It's principalities. Don't let me go back up. No, really, it's principalities. It's a principality that's governing us not wanting each other and loving on each other the way God intended. Anyway, let's get about it.
But it's another piece of division. So, like, if we can have good conversations, you're right, about how do you please your partner? Husbands, what should you be doing with your wife? Like, how do you not be boring? Right? How do you... Okay, sorry, sir. And here's the thing: we can come around and talk to one another,
having sex like they do on The Handmaid's Tale. Just pull your dress up, and he just pull it out, and then you just zip back up and fix your tie and go on back where you was at. Sir, if you don't go get me a corn chowder from Panera and leave me the hell alone. All right, y'all. It's getting late. I gotta go. We gotta go because I'm being silly. I'm getting silly.
But yes.
Yo.
So I guess we'll talk about this some more. And I guess
we said so much, but it's so much that we did not say.
It's so
funny.
There's so much still left. Oh my God.
It's so much left. I do think that we'll talk more about this though. Go watch the last we have 4 episodes up.
Yeah, 4 episodes.
We just getting started. I know it might feel slow and you might forget because we're second and fourth Sundays at 7:17 p.m. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. But last Sunday, an episode dropped and it was late, so I'm sorry if you missed it. But we were having technical difficulties. We were on Spotify. You can listen or you can watch on YouTube. And this is the page. Like, we post updates. We have a thing called Freaky Friday. And he hate when I say it like that. Freaky Friday.
She be so scared.
Freaky Friday, like it's freaky. Do you see what I'm saying? So we got that on there, and just the things that we put up and stuff I might share from people. We might share from people. And we have an Instagram
stuff
page
to share. Thoughts, ideas, topics, whatever. Y'all talk to us. Like,
talk back to us. Like, questions, anything.
Like, we want to. Like, we're not talking from a perspective like we got it, right? Like, we're just talking about where we're at. So iron sharpens iron. Y'all got something to talk about? Help us with, like, real talk. That's who we are. Like, so just talk back to us. We'll be glad. Again, like she said, it's not about like doing anything. It's just, this is the conversation. Like,
we just have a
conversation. We have these conversations all the time, so we might as well have them with people, right?
And we want to have them with you. Like, we want to have them with y'all, and like, it's nobody that's not welcome, and it's nothing that you could ever say to us, first of all, that will get out or go anywhere else, and then that will take us aback.
It's nothing we gonna judge you for with all the stuff we done. So let's go. Like, we here.
It's none of that. We here. It's none of that. It's nothing like that. We're not like that. This is nothing that's part of our, going back to our ministry. This is Mike and Glenda Williams. This ain't got nothing to do with, the church we serve at or anything like that. I mean, you know what I mean? We represent. We represent
the kingdom of God.
You know what I'm saying?
We represent the kingdom of God.
Like doing a move like that. Yeah, so anything you want to, even if it's not a question, just be like, hey, I was thinking this, and you could throw it up on the wall or inboxes or whatever.
We can have a conversation right on the wall, so yeah.
Yes, I would love for us to do that.
Just talk to us.
If you like Instagram better, we're on Instagram too. Post stuff there, post stuff in the stories there. Share, though. Tell somebody else for us. It's not about getting our likes up, but it definitely influences about people whose eyes on you. I created a TikTok page too. Try to keep up with that. So
yeah. But that's it, y'all. We've been talking way
let's get off this.
I said 30 minutes.
I didn't think we had that much to say. I really didn't. But we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for accepting us for who we are. What?
No, I'm just laughing for who we are.
Thank you for loving us for who we are. And
we love you.
We love you. We really do. Each and every single one of y'all. Like, we know you personally that's on here. And we love y'all. You need a few days, but yes, go ahead, go for it. Good night, love you. Ain't no prayer in the morning. Listen, but we do got rehearsal. Don't play.
Y'all don't be late though.
Oh, but she ain't gonna be rehearsal. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Go have great sex. Bye.
If you're married.
if you're married, don't call that dude tonight.
Hey, don't drop it like it's hot.
He probably got lint on it anyway. Don't call him. Smell like a bag of pennies.
But if you're married, drop it like it's hot.
And it looks.